What's up, guys? It's your boy BoredFX in my first video that I'm actually talking in. And today's story is going to be a little bit different. This was the first time I ever caught or saw my sister smoking weed. So, yeah. Basically, this was 3 years ago, and, my brother, this was his first year or second year in college, but his first year in a real college. And so, anyways, so he always came home every single weekend with all of his friends. And obviously, it's college, they smoke and they drink, but so he came home this weekend with this one friend. I'm just gonna call him, I don't know, his name will just be like Gum Packet, okay? So Gum Packet found out that my sister smoked weed. Keep in mind, this was 3 years ago, so, like, everyone has basically changed since then. But he found out, and so he was like, hey, you wanna go smoke weed outside? I was home, my parents weren't home, so we live, like, in the middle of nowhere, like, way out in the country. So, like, we have a barn. We have a few barns. So they went out to the barn, and I didn't know what they were doing. I thought they were just, I don't know, I was younger. That was, like, when I wasn't even a teenager, so. So they went out to the barn, and they started smoking weed. They had, like, this whole setup with, like, I don't really know all the stuff you used to smoke weed with. Like, they had like, a bowl, and then he had, like, a little jar full of weed. And, I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal. They just went out there, were doing the thing. So I walk out to the barn. I had an airsoft gun, because I was going to plan on just seeing what they were doing and shooting at them for some reason. And, so I go out there, and, it's really dark because there's not that many lights in our barn. So I go out there, and all I can see is just a freaking lighter, just like lighting up the bowl. And I'm like, what the frick? Because I didn't get what it was. I mean, I knew what weed was, and I didn't really know that much about it. But I mean, I knew it was illegal. I knew it wasn't that bad. But so I was like, what the heck are they doing? So I walk around to the other side of the barn, and I just walk up behind them, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And they're like, nothing, just, we're just smoking, a pipe. And so, like, I was like, okay. I thought it was just, like, one of those, like, tobacco pipes. So, I just basically go back up to our house, and my sister's friend comes over, and she goes out to the barn, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, like, back then, my sister was dating this kid that was, like, smoked a lot of cigarettes and vaped, so I would go over there, and I wouldn't smoke cigarettes with them, but I would just vape with them, because, vape life. Just kidding. But, I know that was, like, a young age, but, like, I mean, I vaped a lot during 4th grade, even though that's a really young grade to be vaping at. So, anyways, because all my friends did, and I don't know, they all had older brothers who did, and my older brother did. I just didn't know about it, because my older brother was actually way older, and, so, I had vaped with them, so I thought they were actually just smoking, like, pipe tobacco. So I walk back to the house, her friend goes out there, and all of a sudden, they all walk in, and, I don't know, they just reek like skunk. I mean, if you guys know what weed smells like. If you don't, it smells like a skunk. And, so I was like, was there a skunk out there or something? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, you should, like, spray some cologne or something, because that smells really bad. And they were like, okay. And they just start freaking, I don't know what happened, they got the munchies or something. They just start freaking mowing down. They ate like 4 or 5 bags of chips, and there's only 3 of them. and like all the rest of the kids, they weren't like high or anything, but they were. All the other kids weren't, but my sister and my brother's college friend and my sister's friend was. So then my brother brings up this thing. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I knew what vapes were, but I didn't know what a hookah was. He brings up this hookah, and I was like, can I try that? They were like, no. So about a year ago, I was thinking, what if they put weed in the hookah, and that's why they weren't letting me try it, because I knew what it was by then. And then I finally found out this year is that you can't smoke weed out of a hookah. Like, it's like, I mean, you can, but it's way harder than what people think. And so yeah, that concludes today's video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy the first video on my channel. Definitely not the last, because I'm gonna see what I can do with this channel. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. I know this was a short story, but I'm gonna have some more stories, and if I get any good gameplays, then those two. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Peace